I'm open to opinions. I'm open to suggestions, anything like that. But basically what we have is the festival is going to be on May 13th at River's Edge in Roanoke. And we're going to have a Latin cultural celebration and a 10-team adult soccer tournament that are going to go on at the same time on the fields down there. So we have a sizable area for vendors of all kinds, food trucks, regular food vendors, non-food vendors, charities, churches, whomever wants to be a part of this. We're going to have a stage. At this point, we're looking at DJ Diego and another band also. So we'll have some live music, we'll have some other entertainment. We're still kind of figuring out what that's all going to be like. And then we're going to have soccer going on right nearby the entire time. So, you know, we kind of set this up that if anybody had questions as far as vendors, we're trying to make this whole thing super accessible. It's the first year we've ever done it, so it's going to be a free event. We're trying to keep costs super low, even for vendors to just pay a nominal fee to kind of help pay for the electricity and things like that. But outside of that, it's going to be pretty wide open, and the goal is to have it be very representative of all the different Latin communities of the area, with the vendors having a good balance throughout. So that's that. I mean, that's really it. So if anybody has any questions or anything or wants to elaborate, I'm more than happy to answer anything.
Hey, Ivana, do you mind translating most of that for us?
And I could have broken it up if that's what you wanted to do too.
That's okay. I need to wait on that one. Okay, en este momento, does anybody have any questions at all about the festival? ¿Alguna pregunta del festival en este momento?
Sí, yo entendí, bueno, que van a haber espacios para los vendedores, pero no escuché, ¿eso tiene algún costo o cómo se hace?
Okay, so there's space for vendors. What does that vendor process look like?
So right now, if you go to the website, festivalvirginia.com, you can sign up to be a vendor. We have a limited amount of space, so it's going to be a situation where we're going to let everybody apply, and then we're going to look at everything to just make sure that really we want to have a good balance of different cultures, different foods, different other kinds of vendors. So it's really going to look like whatever we want it to look like too. We actually have a lot of space to work with. So we have a lot of vendors. We actually can accommodate a lot. So the more information you can provide on your application, the better. The things that you're interested in doing, if you want to do something that's interactive with people, that's helpful also. But just the more information, the better. That will give me an idea of what you want to do.
Okay, Derly, ¿sigues aquí? Okay.
Sí,
Él respondió a la pregunta que va a haber una aplicación. Lo que están haciendo es recogiendo o recolectando todas las aplicaciones en este momento para que sea muy diverso en qué tipo de comida van a tener, qué tipo de eventos o personas que están vendiendo sus productos, que sea muy diverso. Entonces, en este momento están recogiendo todas las aplicaciones. I'm going to share the screen. Voy a compartir mi pantalla para que ustedes vean. Y, let me know if you can see the screen.
I see it. You're good.
Okay, excellent. So, and I see a couple of you raising your hands, so I will get right on that one. But here's the website. Aquí está la página de Festival Virginia. En esta página, aquí dice Vendor Application y los va a llevar a un formulario de Google. Este formulario lo llenan y dime si estoy correcta en decir formulario, Ivana, por favor. ¿Sí está correcto?
Sí.
Ok, gracias. Y aquí en esta página lo que van a hacer es llenar la página lo más que puedan con lo que ellos dicen. En ese momento parece que va a ser la comida va a ser a 100 y los vendedores que no sean alimentos, que sean como artesanales o arte, van a ser $75. En este momento lo que estamos haciendo es colectando sugerencias, algunas preguntas, si es fácil hacer el formulario, o sea, muchas otras cosas porque es el primer evento de K92 y Wheeler Broadcasting que van a tener para el Festival de Mayo. Entonces están recolectando todas las sugerencias. Ivana, ¿yo me equivoqué en alguna cosa o alguna cosa que quieras agregar?
No, todo está bien. I'm having issues with my computer con mis 3 screens, but I'm here.
Okay, don't worry. No worries at all. Aquí como ven, dice que también vamos a tener la liga, va a estar unida. So la liga, it's going to be a competition, is that right? Can you share with me what that looks like again?
Yeah, so 10-team soccer tournament that will be going on right on the same area. You know what, I'm gonna see if I can get in to show you what the event is gonna look like. Let me see if I can get access to that. But yeah, there's gonna be a 10-team tournament soccer that's gonna be all day. So that's gonna start at 8 o'clock in the morning. That's gonna probably go until 7 or 8 o'clock at night. So the festival, we're kind of sectioning out as noon to 7, but there's gonna be stuff going on all day.
Awesome. And if you want, while you're doing that, I'll actually ask Juliet. Yo vi que tenía la mano alzada. Hola. Y también Araceli. So, Juliet.
Hola.
Hola, Juliet, ¿cómo estás?
Bien, bien. I want to know is this event will be outside, inside? And also if we will receive some map with a specific location for this what time specific, what is the time about the event? Because I'm interested with my craft and face painting, so this information is very important for me. Thank you.
Gracias, Juliet.
Sure. So the event is 12 to 7. It is outside. Vendors right now, we're sectioning off a 20 by 20 space. So within that space, you can do whatever it is that you want to do. You can have tables, you can have chairs, you can have anything you want within your space. And trying to think of what other portion of that question. There were like 3 questions. What did I miss? What did I miss in the answer?
Asked, is there a map? Will they have a certain locale?
Yes. Yeah. We will get all that together. And actually, so our plan is we've reserved the area for both Friday and Saturday. So everybody can set up. Ideally, we want people to be able to set up as much as humanly possible on Friday. We're going to pay security to be there the whole night to watch everything. But that way, everyone knows exactly what they have, where they're going to be, and they can have it ready as early as possible.
Juliet, did we answer all the questions you had?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, great.
Thanks, Juliet.
The last one, sorry.
Dale.
No, that's okay.
My application, because sometimes when I send application in some events, just I need to wait for the answer if this my application receive it for the event, or sometimes they say no thank you because I have
Right.
So is the same situation with your event?
Yeah, so the applications are coming to me. I know there's a few of them in there, and maybe you're one of the people that put one in. They have not given me the full login to see all of them yet. So as soon as I get that, which should be tomorrow, I'll email everybody back and let them know. I want to make all the decisions by April 1st. So you have like a solid 6 weeks to prepare. I might even, if I have a pretty good idea earlier than that, the earlier the better. I want you to be able to know as early as possible so you can plan. But at the latest, we're having the application deadline be April 1st, so we can then immediately just turn it around and let everyone know. The goal is to have everybody that we can, if we have enough space, we'll have everybody there. If we're out of space, then we're out of space. But as long as we have the space, we want to have people there.
All right, thank you.
Sure.
Araceli, I saw that you had your hand up. Are you still here? Yes, there you are.
Yeah, I'm here. Let me lower my hand now. I just had a couple questions. Most of the questions have been answered, but I was just curious to know what where the idea came about for the festival. I'm curious to know what the background is on that, and then I have a follow-up question.
Sure. So the initial start was so I work. I have like 247 million jobs, but one of them is that I work with Wheeler Broadcasting, which is a radio station group that is located here in Roanoke. So we are locally owned. So we represent K92, Q99, Star Country. We have a rock channel. We have a sports channel. We have a news channel. We have an urban channel. We have 7 different radio stations. And the owner, who again is local, has been desirous of coming up with an event that served the Latin community. He felt like it was just an area that he did not feel like had been fully served in for an event like this, and was just motivated to want to try to put something together, even though we don't ourselves have a Spanish speaking radio station. He felt like it was a good way to sort of bridge his relationship with that community. So he sort of asked me if I would help him put it together, and I asked Kat if she would help me to help him put it together, and that's sort of where it came out of. So really from there, it's just sort of grown into like us figuring out what we want it to be like. And initially we started talking about a festival, but how could we make it different, and how could we make it something that was inclusive to all different communities and not just Latin communities. I mean, ultimately we would like this to be something that everybody would go to and be interested in attending. So we thought a soccer tournament would be a good sort of bridge of a great activity that people could check out, a high level of competition, and something that was different than just going and eating food and listening to music, which is awesome, but to have something extra we thought would be really cool.
Yeah, appreciate that. I just wanted to know a little background on it, just, to wonder what to expect from it. And then follow-up question is, let's say there's a lot of vendors, and for instance, if I want to be a vendor and I only want to be there for 3-4 hours, would it be possible to like open up windows where there's like a certain booth where it's, or a couple of booths where it's just like 3-4 hours? Because I would like to also be present with my family and kind of like walk around and do my thing, and not have to stay there the whole time and somebody else use that other space.
I'm not opposed to that. I mean, the way I would classify that is we're figuring it out as we go. So if there were some people that had expressed that interest and that made sense, and yeah, I'm going to say yes to everything at this point and figure out how it all fits together. And as long as it all works, it all works.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm trying to, so I'm just so everybody knows, I'm like, I was trying to find, I have an overhead map shot of what the event's going to look like. And I went to log into my staff email, and there's a completely different upgrade. They've upgraded the entire email system, and it doesn't look anything like it looked an hour ago. So I'm like completely lost. I'm like, where did everything go?
No worries. Lisa has a question. Hey, Lisa.
Okay, cool.
Unmute myself. You think we would have that figured out by now? So I actually, when I first saw the advertisement, I was like, well, let me find out, and not take up anybody's time if there's a place for local colors, because, from what I'm hearing, there's the vendors are really targeting the Latino community specifically, but as you know, we celebrate all different cultures So I just wanted to know, like, is that something that you're open to, for local colors to have a presence there?
Yeah, so I've actually, and I'm super glad you're here. And I said that to Kat before we started. You were on my contact list to get in touch with right now, because I know like Local Colors is the week after, and I wanted to figure out a way that we could help promote to help promote you guys as well.
Okay.
That was actually something I wanted to do. So the answer, the super short
Awesome.
answer is yes, please, awesome, fantastic.
Okay.
And I apologize for not getting in touch with you sooner, because I did want to, and I had gotten your information this week, and I wanted to, because the goal here is like, this is an event to just celebrate the culture and communities and things, and a lot of the same things that you guys are doing. So I would love to use that as a bridge to then push people to the following week. Our owner, which is awesome too, he's heavily motivated by this. So he has already made it like explicitly known that like all of the radio stations are involved in this, all 7 of them, regardless of the music they play or the demographic they serve or whatever. Like he sees this more as a community outreach program to kind of bridge some of those relationships that we don't necessarily have. So he really wants to use this as that springboard. So yes, the real short answer is yes, and me rambling is the longer answer, but it's also yes.
All right. Wonderful. Thank you.
Thanks, Lisa. And I saw some, Laura, ¿tienes alguna pregunta?
Sí, Kat. Do you guys give a tent?
I don't think so. That's something we've kicked around. I don't think logistically we're gonna, if you have, well, I'll put it this way, at this point, I'll say, if you have a tent, that is beneficial. If you don't, we can maybe try to figure that out. But again, that's one that I'm kind of learning as we're going. So if you have one, that would be great to have. If you don't, let me know and we see what happens.
Is that
Okay.
a question that we could put on the form? Can you add that onto the?
Yeah,
form?
I want to put, I think we need like this is good because this is helpful because it's like it helps me understand what the questions are. And then I can maybe put together a list of the answers so they're already there moving forward too.
Okay.
Okay.
Laura,
Thank you.
any other question?
So Alma's question, I saw Alma has a
No,
question in the
fine.
chat about the, is that who we're talking to right now? I'm sorry. I
No,
missed
this is
what you
Laura.
said. Okay, so Alma has a question. I can answer this super quick. I would say put yours in as a craft and not a food. She
Okay, yeah.
asking about like candy.
The question
and
was
chocolates, and
if
would that
you're
count as a
selling
food vendor or
arrangement-
not? But
If you're selling arrangements that include candy, chocolates, and maybe selling small snacks, would it be an application for food or craft? And would it be okay since it's not actual food? So Zach is saying enter it as a craft.
yeah, and put it in the information so I know. But
Yeah.
But yeah, I would put that on the
thank
non-food
you.
side.
Laura, did you have another question? Or was that
No,
the,
it's fine.
you good?
It's fine.
Okay,
Thank you.
just want to make
Thanks.
sure. Awesome. Looks like we answered all the questions for the hands that were raised. ¿Alguna otra pregunta? Yes, Lisa?
Yeah, so I just went on the website and maybe I typed in something wrong. I typed in festivalvirginia.com and they didn't come up. So is that not right?
I thought I just had it up. Hold on 1 second.
I have it up right now.
Okay, I can try again.
Yeah, it should just be Festival Virginia, and actually festivalva.com should work as well. It should take you to the same thing.
Festival VA.
I typed it in on the
Yeah,
chat too,
either
if you want to
one.
click on it.
Let me click on it too. Thanks, Ro.
I had another question too. I know you had already mentioned this, but what was the size of the area
20 by
for the
20.
vendors? 20 by 20.
And I'm open to, and again, it's like this is all evolving. I was thinking about this earlier because 20 by 20 can be a big space, especially if you're a non-food vendor. So if there was a situation where like a couple non-food vendors that you guys were friends with each other or was a collaborative kind of thing and you wanted to share an area, I don't see a problem with that either.
So
Again, just put it on the thing, you know, just put it on the application, let me know, and that's great.
would it be possible, can I get your contact information? I don't know, maybe it's my computer. I could try it from my work computer, but I'm getting a message saying bad gateway. So if I can I get the application emailed to me, or is it?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So I'm just
Yeah,
gonna leave my,
if you want to type your email on the chat, I'll send it to you, right? I'll send it to you.
okay, great, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Looks like we have another person joining us. And just wanted to give you a heads up on that one. Do
Cool.
we have any other questions about Festival de Mayo? Yeah. All right, awesome. I know we just had Michael, is that you or is it Christina? Acabamos de, oh, here's another iPhone connecting. So I think that if you have your questions answered, unless you want to stick around with us, so we can answer maybe the people that just popped up. But it sounds like, I mean, it's a pretty cool event. Latinos Network is very honored to be a part of it and to be helping. You know, we could always use volunteers. So later on, you're going to see that volunteer form that's going to be out there. Hola, ¿cómo
Yeah. And I just put my email in the chat too. So if anybody, you think of something later, just email me. It's fine.
All right, awesome. Thanks, Zach. So with that, go to the website if you have the opportunity to apply for the vendor. Again, I think Zach said he's going to get back to us as soon as he can with that, but you'll start seeing more kind of like on social media from Latinos Network. Eventually we'll send out a newsletter or more notifications of that as well.
So to answer the question in the chat about rain or shine, basically at this point it's rain or shine, yes, barring like a catastrophic weather incident. So we're going to go with yes on that, and the weather is good.
I have another question. I have all kinds of questions.
Good.
Sorry. How many spaces do you have vendors? Like approximately how many are you expecting?
You know, it's pretty wide open right now. And again, I apologize. I wanted to get the festival map to be able to show you, but I can't find it, and my email's all messed up. And I emailed the guy who's got the there's like a website that you can lay out all the stuff. And what I'll do is maybe I'll give it to Kat and she can share it on the Latinos Network website, or you can email me and say I would like to see the layout, and I can kind of show you what it looks like. But just kind of give you, I mean, I'll use my hand here just to give you an idea on the screen. But the way River's Edge works, so this is River's Edge North. So this is the area that is closer to the Carillion parking garage, closer to Dr. Pepper Park, that area. We have permission to let people park in the garage. I got that today, so that's awesome. So we have like plenty of parking. There's gonna be tons of parking, which is great. So they'll be able to park in the garage, they'll walk across the street, and what you're gonna have is there's two soccer fields that sort of run this way, like the long way, like this, and the road is here. So you have a road that's like this, and you have the parking garage that's across the street, then you have the road. And when people walk across the street, there's a green space that goes like this, and there's a green space that goes down. And then you have your soccer fields are basically right here. So it's like an L shape that runs around the soccer field. So that's where we're going to set up the different vendors. So the food trucks will be set up on the street. just because it's the easiest place to put them. There'll be a stage here in the corner for the bands and the DJ and everything. And then we have this whole area here that's going to be vendors. We're working on putting together like a kid zone, bouncy houses, stuff like that, stuff for the kids to do, like little fields for them to play on and stuff. There's actually a ton of space. So right now, we're budgeting space for about 35 vendors, but we can have more if we need to. We actually have more green space up here that we're not really even using at this point. So we really could have anywhere between 30 to 75, really. I'm just kind of using the application process to figure out what that even looks like. The goal is to have as many people involved as possible without it being counterproductive to everybody that's involved also.
Mucho, antes mucho.
Thanks, Araceli. Si tienen alguna pregunta, pueden hacer la pregunta. Estamos hablando del Festival de Mayo en el momento, que va a ser el 13 de mayo. Va a haber espacios para vendedores de artes artesanales o arte, sus negocios y también para la comida. Entonces hay espacios y el formulario está en la página que pusimos en el chat, que es festivalvirginia.com. Entonces ahí está en el chat si quieren llegar a esa página. Si tienen alguna pregunta, pueden hacerla en este momento. Zach es nuestra conexión con la estación de radios, que él está trabajando con Wheeler Broadcasting, y ellos están haciendo este festival de mayo. Latinos Network les estamos apoyando en lo que nosotros podamos, en buscando personas que tengan negocios, que quieran ser vendedores, que quieran participar en el torneo de fútbol, porque estamos la liga. ¿Es la Liga Union o Union? Okay, la liga está participando ese día también haciendo un torneo de como 10 partidos ese mismo día. Entonces, es un festival para la comunidad y para traernos todos juntos.
Buenas noches a todos. Hola, Katy. Una preguntita, Kat. ¿El evento será en espacio libre o cerrado?
Michael, perdón, discúlpame, mis perros empezaron a ladrar en ese mismo momento.
¿El evento será en espacio cerrado o espacio libre?
Sorry, Zach. Sorry, everybody. My dogs were just barking at the mailman. I'm really sorry about that. Perdón, Michael, ¿me puedes hacer la pregunta una vez más? No la escuché, o no sé si alguien más escuchó la pregunta que me puede ayudar.
¿El evento será en espacio libre o espacio cerrado, Kat?
He's asking if it's going to be in free space or enclosed. So it's outside, but we have specific parameters, right?
Yeah, and actually, hang on. I think I might have. Let me see if I can get logged in here right now. Okay. Let me save that.
Discúlpame, Michael, si ya le estoy haciendo la pregunta. Mira. En este momento.
Kat, are you in a position where you can let me share my screen?
Yeah, I thought I gave permissions on here.
I didn't. I'm not. I hadn't even checked. If
Okay.
you did, then here.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can. All right.
Él nos va a mostrar el mapa.
Okay, muchísimas gracias.
All right, let me see, where are we at here? I have 1 million tabs. So which one do I want? Not that one. No, stand by. Hang on. Let me close everything else out. Because I have it and it looks all pretty. That's a late mailman at 6 o'clock on a Friday.
Eso no, de todos modos, es una computadora que es tuya, persona. Si la prestara, te digo yo, mira, yo no uso antivirus. No.
Yeah, they act like they've never seen him before.
All right, stand by. I'm getting everything else closed, so it's easier for me to find this thing. Okay. All right, let me see. Share screen. What? There it
Solamente
is.
estamos
Okay.
esperando que nos muestre el mapa. Michael, okay? Aquí va.
Perfecto.
Okay. Can everybody see that? Okay, great. Okay, cool. So yeah, just to give you guys an idea of the general layout of the way this looks is so you have your soccer tournament is over here on these fields. This is the road. So your parking garage is across the street over here. These are your food trucks. Pay no attention to those labels. They don't work yet. But people will come into this area, and then currently we're using this green space as where we're putting all the different vendors and the kids area. And then the stage is back here where it says DJ position. But you can also see like we have this whole green space here that we have not budgeted to use yet at all. But we have a fair amount of space here. So what this allows us to have is a situation, you have an access road here where you can pull in. This area yellow is actually, we're budgeting it for staff and vendor parking.
All right, hold on a
Park
second
there.
for me so I can
Yep.
translate.
Yeah.
Michael,
Sure, sorry.
dime si tú vas entendiendo o quieres que vaya
Mm.
traduciendo.
No, está bien, claro que sí, sí estoy entendiendo.
Vale, ok. Y yo no sé si ustedes han visto, have you all seen this area before? Like, ustedes saben qué es lo que estamos mirando acá. Este es el parque donde hacen todos los torneos de soccer, de fútbol. Ahí están las canchas de tenis que se ven. En la calle que él acabó de demostrar donde está como es el cosito amarillo, es una calle de acceso donde nosotros podemos meter los carros para poner las carpas donde vamos a vender.
Perfecto, sí.
All right. I was just saying about the access road and I was trying to kind of identify too where this is. I guess this is where the tennis courts are too.
Yeah, it's real easy to get the two of them, the River's Edge North and South, confused. I get them confused still. So this is the one that's like closer to the hospital. It's closer to the parking garage. It's closer to like where that Starbucks is. Like that Starbucks is up here in this corner over here. The other thing that might be of interest to people is, so there's a baseball field that's over here, this thing here. There's actually a baseball tournament going on this day too. So there's going to be a ton of people around for that also, which is good for us. We're guessing, we're going to assume there's going to be somewhere between 1,000 to 1,500 people at this event. But we are strategically prepared for more than that. We have more bathrooms than that. We're going to add more vendors than that. But that's what we're kind of estimating.
Can you tell me that number again?
1,000 to 1,500.
Yeah.
But if more come, we're prepared. We're fine. We got tons of space.
Están anticipando por lo mínimo 1,000 personas a 1,500, pero están preparados para más personas. Araceli puso en el chat, creo que ella puso un link para que nosotros veamos el área, creo que es, no sé si quieres explicarlo, Araceli.
Yeah, so the link that I sent, it's like a view. I think it has both north and south. En el enlace que mandé, ahí está una foto para indicar más o menos dónde está localizado. Está enfrente del hospital, creo.
Sí, es como justamente enfrente del hospital. The hospital is like right in front of it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Araceli.
Yeah, so to give you an idea, like in the area, we have a lot of vendors right here, and this is set up right now to be like 2 rows of vendors, but there's enough space that we can have 4 rows of vendors there if we need to. And then like up here where the food trucks are, I'm just budgeting that as food trucks, but if we didn't have that many food trucks and we wanted to put more food vendors up here, we can do that too. There's this little, this area that's got like the little red food and beverage thing on it. That's like a big, huge tent that we're gonna have that's just gonna have like tables and chairs. So if someone wants to sit and take their food over there, they can do that too.
O sea,
I
también
have a-
está. Yeah, go ahead, Araceli.
I was just gonna ask, marketing wise, like where are you guys announcing, you know, this event? And, when is it gonna be announced?
Yeah, so it's going to be on all of the radio station properties. So that's 7 different radio stations. We also have a digital marketing department. So we'll start, the radio station announcements will start about 6 weeks prior. On some of the stations, some of the other stations will be about 4 weeks. We have a digital marketing department that's going to handle digital marketing for the month leading up. And then we're also going to do, mobile, like where we track people's cell phones at this event as well. So we'll have that. And I think from there too, we're also, and I'm open to suggestions. We would like to also explore some other ways to advertise, whether that be through Spanish speaking print that's in town, or other ways, other media that's in town that I may not fully be aware of. I'm totally open to that, whether that be newspapers or magazines or Facebook pages or whatever that is. I'm totally open.
Are there any other questions and I think we have some suggestions on possibly, si tiene alguna sugerencia acerca de dónde pueden hacer el mercadeo por este evento para llegar a la comunidad, también lo pueden poner en el chat o lo pueden mandar directamente a Zach, o lo pueden mandar a Latinas Network y lo estamos, con gusto se lo pasamos a ellos. So if there's, I'm saying I'm sure we all have suggestions on possibly other places to advertise. And so we'll put those on the chat, email them to you, or get them over to Latinas Network. That way we can get them over to you all.
Yeah, and the goal here ultimately is to figure out ways to showcase, support, and celebrate this community, whether it be through the citizens or through athletics or through business owners. So if there are things that you think would be helpful, or ways that you would like this to look or feel, or the results you're looking for, I am all ears on all of it. The goal is to have this be a community effort, to build this as an event that everybody is a part of and feels like is really serving the community that we want to serve.
I think something, I'll just share it now.
Sure.
Later. Something I'd like to see is if flyers can be dropped off at all the area businesses. And so I know that those are in the works, but once they are, that we are able to see them all over the Williamson Road.
Yeah, I mean, I basically have the new flyer is like done, and I have like QR codes and all that stuff. I'd actually like to get those out like next week, really.
Cool. And I think most of us here, I'm speaking because I feel like I know a lot of people here would be more than happy to share on social media, to share with our friends, to share at our platforms and our networks. So I share that and I say that, and I'm not speaking for everybody, but I feel like I've worked with many of you. So I feel like all of us would be excited to share for this event.
Cool. I like it. Anything else? Anybody have any other questions right now? If you think of something later, that's fine. Just cost you $5 for an answer.
All right, so it seems like
Cool.
we're finishing up here. So I did record this session, Zach, so I'll just send it over to you if you want to add it to your list of, but I'm happy to share it with any one of you all to if you have any contacts or need anybody to that this might be helpful for. So thank you for joining us. Gracias por estar aquí. Les agradecemos todo su tiempo. Cualquier pregunta, me la dejan saber, se la dejan saber a Zach. Ojalá que haya servido para que no vaya a haber ninguna confusión, pero si tienen alguna otra pregunta que se les ocurre más tarde, por favor, nos mandan mensaje, ¿ok? Bueno, les agradezco mucho. Thank you so much. Thanks, Zach. Thank you, Wheeler Broadcasting. We're so excited to be partnering with you all for this. So again, thank you. And you all have a fantastic rest of your night and weekend.
You too. Pizza time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Adiós.
Gracias.
Thank you.